Hi everybody, I'm Stanley009. This COVID-19 situation seems to have brought forward a lot of weird and odd conspiracy theories. I don't have time to address them all because there's just so many of them out there. But one of them I do want to address is that G5, 5G cellular networks are somehow hazardous. Now, there is an argument to be made about radio frequency energy being harmful to health. I don't know the details of that. There is sort of an argument there. I don't particularly believe it, but I do believe that some people may be more sensitive to radio frequency energy than others. And I've read stories about people who could tell when they were around a transmitter, because they would start to feel ill or whatever. I'm not going to contradict those. It may be something that some people are more sensitive to than others. We certainly have lots of radio frequency energy around us on a daily basis. But to say that 5G is somehow worse than 4G doesn't make any sense. It's not introducing any new frequencies to the bandwidth, frequencies that we've always used for other stuff before that have been freed up, for example, UHF TV channels. So if you're going to tell me that you were somehow inconvenienced by UHF TV channels in the past and finally felt much better when UHF TV channels were discontinued, and now you're concerned that that's going to come back, then that would at least be plausible. But I didn't hear too many people complaining about UHF TV causing them severe illness. So it doesn't make any sense that using those frequencies now at a lower power level would somehow be worse than using it for TV at a higher power level. For the most part, 5G is not going to increase the amount of radio frequency energy anybody encounters. Now, there is one caveat to that. It is expected that the amount of data transferred will increase. But this is true regardless of whether we actually go to 5G. We are transferring more and more data across the net on a daily basis. We are going to be using it for more video. We're going to be using it for more of everything. But that's independent of 5G or 4G. It's what we're using it for, and 5G may accelerate the alternative uses for data networks, but is not in itself going to increase the amount of radio frequency energy. The bigger concern, if you were to truly be concerned about radio frequency energy, would be wireless communication. So if we have a wired communication system, which we have mostly in Canada, you are exposed to a lot lower level of radio frequency energy than if you were to transfer all the same data on a wireless network. And wireless network is becoming more popular in a lot of areas because it's faster to install. So if you wanted a high bandwidth relay system to some place where you don't currently have wires, you have to either bury wires or string wires up, or you set up a radio frequency antenna and point it in the right direction, and voila, you have it. So it is certainly a lot faster to have wireless transmission. And as we go to more wireless transmission, you do end up having higher radio frequency energy around. So if that was your concern, now you might have a valid issue. I'm not saying you do, but you might. It would at least make sense. 5G versus 4G doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter where you're coming from or how you look at it. It just does not make sense. So the wireless thing, though, does. If you have Wi-Fi at home, you're going to have more wireless energy, more radio frequency energy around you than if you don't. If you live in an apartment building and everybody in the apartment building has Wi-Fi, you probably have much higher radio frequency energy around you than you ever will around any 5G tower. So you have to get your science right. There is no inherent issue in 5G versus 4G. If you want to be concerned about radio frequency energy, then that's another story altogether and is independent of 5G versus 4G or 3G or anything else. You should be acting against Wi-Fi networks. You should be acting against wireless communication. You should be opposed to those kinds of things. But 5G is not going to make things any more risky from a health standard than 4G or 3G or 2G. So let's put that conspiracy theory to rest. There is no inherent risk in 5G above and beyond what is already here. Thank you. Have a good day.